It's not easy when you become a Christian. Sometimes you might have to go through all the struggles, and when we go and preach about God, also we will sometimes we won't be accepted. But the person who's going to work is God Himself in their hearts. So we don't need to worry about the outcome. Only thing we have to worry about is whether we do our part or not.
God called little Ed to feed the multitude. When Andrew asked for his 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, little Ed didn't say, no, it's my food. He generously gave it to Andrew, and Andrew gave it to Jesus. And with that food, he supplied more than the store could not supply. Where Jesus and the whole multitude were, there were no stores that they can even go and buy food. And there are so many people that they could not even buy food. So little Ed's food fed the whole multitude. God called Samuel to tell Eli about his sons. When Samuel was sleeping in the tabernacle, God called him, saying, Samuel, Samuel. Samuel ran to Eli and said, did you call me? And Eli said, no, go back to bed. And when Samuel went back to bed, and Samuel heard the voice again saying, Samuel, Samuel. Samuel ran to Eli and said, did you call me? And Eli said, no, go back to bed. So Samuel went back to bed, and he heard the voice again saying, Samuel, Samuel. Samuel ran to Eli and said, did you call me? He said, no, go back to bed. But if you hear the voice again, say, speak, Lord, for thy servant is listening. So Samuel went back to bed, and when he heard the voice again, he said, speak, Lord, for thy servant is listening. Samuel accepted God's call, and he grew up to be a prophet.
Little maid to heal Naaman from his leprosy. That girl was a slave girl from Samaria, and she was captured from her parents to Syria, a country. She worked for Naaman. One day, her master wasn't feeling well, so she told Naaman's wife that there was a prophet in Israel, a man of God, and so they went. So Syria's army went to Israel. So a servant came out and told him to wash, and so he did. Naaman washed 7 times, and he was healed. His leprosy was gone, and after that, he abandoned idols and worshipped the true God.
Amen. Amen.
Josiah started to become a king in a young age of 18, but his father Amon got into bad trouble. He didn't want to follow God at all, like many kings. He didn't want to worship God and wanted to worship other gods. Even though he ruled in Judah, he made idols. When Josiah was 16, he saw that all the idols were stealing, and then he sent an official who worked for them. And then a priest came and that he found God's law. Well, when Josiah heard the law, he saw that the people were rebellious. And then he knew God had to do everything. People were rebellious, sinful, that God had to punish them. And even though he knew God was right, he destroyed all the idols and temples, even in their houses, and burned them and melted them. And there was no other king like him. This 8-year-old boy was the best king of all.